Hello, guys. Oh my God. Rishi Sunak might have torpedoed his political ambitions before they even had a chance to set sail. The British media and the public are in a frenzy, debating whether Sunak's early departure from the D-Day event marks him as the Usain Bolt of political exits or just someone who desperately needed a bathroom break. But guys, are we being too harsh? Let's dive into why this controversy erupted and whether Sunak is sinking his ship or just navigating choppy waters and will come out victorious in the end. But before we do that, hello everyone. How is everyone doing? Welcome to Isabella Banks YouTube channel where we usually dive into all things Harry, Meghan, and their fabulous level up journey. But with the general elections just around the corner in the UK and enough drama to rival a royal wedding, I thought why not also cover the political shenanigans unfolding before our very eyes, right? If you're new here, I'm Wizzy, your host, and it's great to meet you virtually. Buckle up, folks, because it's about to get real. You're going to hear the most unbelievable things that our politicians are getting up to in the run up to the general elections. Are you ready? All right, let's go. Now, guys, what's the current hoopla all about? It's all about D-Day 80. If you never heard of that and you don't know what it means, D-Day 80 is that little event that marked a turning point against Nazi Germany during World War II. It still holds the title for the history's largest amphibious invasion. And let's get real, it was basically the Avengers Endgame of its time. Many of the surviving veterans are now over 100 years old, which makes them the original superheroes. On June 5th and 6th this year, the UK and France hosted a series of major commemorations to honor those brave souls who risked it all for freedom and peace. But before we go on, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button like it's the snooze button on Monday morning. And while you're at it, go ahead and like and share and spread the love. If you've been lurking around my channel without subscribing from the longest, it's time to stop being a commitment phobe. Subscribe now. It's painless, I promise. We are currently aiming for 5,000 subscribers and we are so close I can almost taste it. Trust me. Victory in this instance would taste like a hint of chocolate with a glass of Rishi Sunak's tears. More on that later. For the meantime, to all our dedicated subscribers, a colossal thank you for your unwavering support. You are the real MVPs. And if I could, I would send you all a virtual high five. So, guys, why is Rishi Sunak being torn arm and limb? Why is there such a hue and cry about his activities on that day? Well, turns out that Rishi Sunak attended the Franco-British commemorations at Ver-sur-Mer in Normandy on Thursday with King Charles, Queen Camilla, and French President Emmanuel Macron, where he told the veterans in a speech, "We owe you everything." That was a poignant speech that would make even the toughest cookie crumble, right? No sooner had he done that than Rishi Sunak, for whatever reason, decided not to participate in the rest of the events commemorating this highly significant veteran milestone. Part of the reason why this year's commemoration events were so significant was because a lot of the veterans who participated in saving the nation that day from the invasion attacks are due to pass away. This is the last year that we're going to have a large number of those veterans who participated in the Normandy D-Day events, which saved most of Europe from the Nazi Germany invasion attack. But he ignored all of that and he zipped back to the UK, where the general election campaign was in full swing. So, in effect, he chose to pull a classic political move, leaving a historic event for the hustle and bustle of election madness. ITV's Paul Brand confirmed on News at 10 that the Prime Minister returned from Normandy to do an interview with him. He said ITV was interviewing all the party leaders and had been working to secure a date with Mr. Sunak for some time. Today was the slot they offered it, he said. We don't know why. I say maybe Sunak's horoscope said it was a good day for TV appearances. But the question is why? Why did he feel the need to abandon everything that he was doing in France at the risk of himself and his reputation to rush back to the UK to participate in an interview? Let's dive deeper. Most people would believe that Rishi Sunak was desperate to return to the UK due to the fallout from a comment he made during a televised election debate. Okay, Sunak in that debate claimed that Keir Starmer of the opposition party was going to saddle every working family with over £2,000 in higher taxes if voted into power. Talk about stirring the political pot. Okay, £2,000 by any standard is a lot of money. Well, turns out that Rishi's math skills might need a little polishing because claiming £2,000 in higher taxes per working family had everyone scratching their heads. It's like he was playing a game of political pin the tail on the tax burden. Why do I say that? Of course, claims of an additional £2,000 per year tax bill sounded alarming. And when Rishi was questioned at the debate as to how he came up with this figure, Rishi claimed that the Conservatives came up with this figure by adding up how much they claim Labour's spending commitments would cost over 4 years, and then dividing this by the number of UK households with at least one person working. The problem is that this figure Rishi has quoted is misleading, not least because it's really totting up more than £500 a year extra over 4 years, which is not what you would normally think of if someone said your taxes were going up by 2000. Okay, so now what? It would look like, for all intents and purposes, Rishi has been caught in a lie. Or shall we be polite and call it a misrepresentation of the facts? Well, the situation was made worse by the fact that the controversy over the costing of the policies of the opposition party, which in this instance, in this country, is the UK, had already been addressed by the Treasury Department. A summary of what the Treasury Department said is that the Conservatives had come up with the costing of the policies of the opposition party following certain government guidelines. However, the government departments who would usually be involved in this costing process were not involved in the process of computing these figures. And therefore, the figures quoted by the Conservative Party of the opposition costing of their policies, which is what the Prime Minister quoted in the debate, could not be verified or deemed accurate. Oh my God, what a blow. And rather than Rishi Sunak changing his position in line with the facts he had been presented with, he decided that he would triple down on his initial claims. It's quite clear that the situation with the tax debacle was still very much at the forefront of Rishi Sunak's mind when he went to France to participate in the 80th anniversary of D Day. His abrupt exit showed as much solidarity and respect as a cat chasing a laser point. A total lack of leadership in the presence of other global leaders in the UK's already weakened position following their departure from the EU. All right, so he released a statement trying to smooth things over, but even then, it was like watching someone trying to put out a fire with a water pistol. To me, it was as though he still hadn't quite grasped the magnitude of his blunder. Or maybe he just needed a crash course in PR 101. The situation was made worse when he was interviewed by Sky News a couple of hours after he released his statement apologizing for his early departure from the D Day activities on Twitter. And Rishi sounded repetitive, robotic. He lacked even an atom of empathy and continually ignored the poignancy inherent in specific questions to fall back on his talking points again and again and again. I don't want to bore you with the soundbite from that interview because it was just him repeating his given talking points. again and again. How do I feel about it? Personally, I feel a bit disappointed in Rishi's lack of judgment in the situation. And having realized his mistake, I feel disappointed in how he handled the mistake afterwards. Everyone makes mistakes, but I think he's more concerned about preserving his seat than appreciating the lives of those who sacrificed everything for this country. And I think when you are in the position that he is in, as difficult as it is, you have to be able to balance it. You have to be able to balance your need to deal with the human interest of the people you're leading against your need to maintain your position and continue to administer your responsibilities in the government. And that's where he let himself down. It's like some people are calling him a narcissist because he didn't seem to have any emotional connection to the pain involved with that day. A lot of people lost their fathers, grandfathers, their children, cousins, nephews, who all sacrificed themselves for the rest of us to be able to live our lives in freedom. Who knows what our lives would have become if Nazi Germany had been able to take over the world at that point in time? And this is what he seems to be missing. I feel like there are a lot of reasons for this, and I will be discussing those reasons in the other videos which are going to make up the rest of this series. But tell me, how do you feel? Do you feel like people are making too big a deal out of this situation? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As I said, I'm going to be continuing my thoughts on this debacle in a series of other videos. So until the next one, this is Wheezy signing out. Ciao.